Okay, today's tool episode, locking pliers. Before we get into the new tools I bought, how about a quick history lesson? In 1921, a guy by the name of Bill Peterson got a patent for the first locking plier. Now that was a very crude design, and later he updated it in 1924 to a little bit better design that had the handle on there, and he took that design and basically started selling it out of the back of his truck to all the people he knew. And in 1934, Peterson Manufacturing Company was created, and they started using the name Vise-Grip. It's unclear if they used the name Vise-Grip before, but for sure in 1934 they started marketing the name Vise-Grip, which obviously later would become a registered trademark and is currently owned by Stanley Black & Decker. And a few years later, in 1938, the very first Vise-Grip manufacturing plant was opened in DeWitt, Nebraska, and that's where they manufactured Vise-Grips for many, many years. In 1957, they updated the design of the Vise-Grips to include things like this release lever and wire cutters, things like that, and that would be considered the more modern design that we would know today. In 1985, the Peterson family changed the name of the company from Peterson Manufacturing to the American Tool Company. And then a few years later, in 1993, American Tool Company actually acquired Irwin Tool Company. And then in 2002, American Tool Company was acquired by Newell Rubbermaid Brands, and they subsequently changed the name to Irwin. And then in 2008, Irwin closed the manufacturing plant in DeWitt, Nebraska, and moved all the production overseas. And in 2016, Stanley Black & Decker acquired Irwin and also Vise-Grip, and that's who owns them today. Well, there's a brief history of the at least the Vise-Grip brand. Now, I'm sad to say that, you know, when I was looking to buy some locking pliers for this video, nobody makes pliers in the US anymore, locking pliers. Obviously, Vise-Grip moved their production out. Now you can see I have this old pair of Vise-Grips. These are 11Rs, and they have the Vise-Grip trade name right there, and says the original right there. You can see made in USA, and Peterson Manufacturing Company in DeWitt, Nebraska right there. But you know, when I was younger, you know, I bought these Craftsman locking pliers, and they're made in the USA. You can see they're stamped USA there, and also on the knob there, both of them. So obviously in years past there were manufacturers that made locking pliers in the US, but right now you can't find any. Now, I did read that a company bought the manufacturing plant in DeWitt, Nebraska, and they have plans to make locking pliers again in the US, so we'll see if that happens. But as of the date of this video, there's no current production going on at that factory. And now that we got that out of the way, how about we look at the locking pliers I bought. Okay, up first from Vise-Grip, this is the 7CR. This is an actual locking pliers that was still made in the USA by Peterson Manufacturing / American Tool. As you can see, the copyright on here is 1982, 1997. And so this is when they were still made in the USA right there. And so because I like you guys, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So this is a new old stock. This is brand new. It's never been used. But obviously it's old and you can't buy these anymore. And there you go. It's made in the USA. Vise-Grips. See if it actually works. Yeah, okay. Been sitting in the box for over 20 years. Nothing special about it other than they're made in the USA and they're Vise-Grips. I'll definitely put them to use. I'm not going to put them on the shelf and keep them. You can see a little bit of rust from sitting in there for so many years, but that's okay. My other ones are rusted too. Alright, let's see what else I got. Okay, up next we got some more Vise-Grips. This is the 9LN, and we're going to move from 1997 to now 2003. And this is after Newell acquired American Tool Company and changed the name to Irwin. And so these are Irwin branded Vise-Grips, but they were still made in the USA. Still made in DeWitt, Nebraska. So once again, because I like you guys. Let's open it up. Once again, they've been sitting around for a long time, so a little bit of rust on them, but not bad. Now these say Irwin on them, where before they didn't. They still have the Vise-Grip logo right there. They say Made in USA right there. But now it says Vise-Grip the original in place of DeWitt, Nebraska, Peterson Manufacturing. So, but they look like they're good quality. You know, back then when they were made in the USA, the quality was definitely good. I can't speak to how the quality is now, but I know back then these were good. Alright, what else do we got? And here we have another Irwin Vise-Grip. Now this is fast forward to today. This is what you can buy today and is what's currently being manufactured. This is the 10CR made by Irwin with the Vise-Grip name, and it is, as you can see right there, made in China. So let's get this thing open. Hopefully we can just pull it out just like that. You can see that's what you get. Let's look at it compared to those old 7CRs. And we got the 7CR here that I just opened up and the 10CR that I just opened up. And you can compare them side by side. I don't know if you can see the finish. This is definitely a little bit shinier, smoother finish than this one. This is definitely more dull. But there's the side-by-side comparison. You can see that the old style has a roll pin where the new style doesn't. And the new style, they opened up these jaws quite a bit more than this older style. And you can see the new style has an Allen or a hex head that you can put in the bottom there to help lock it in. And of course, you know, they say Vise-Grip the original here, where it used to say Peterson Manufacturing, DeWitt, Nebraska. Obviously the original, it says original down here on the original ones, and Made in USA, where it says nothing here anymore. But that's the difference from the old ones to the new ones. Let's see what else we got. Okay, the next set of locking pliers I have are from Grip-On. This is going to be the GR1105. Let's get this opened. That's what it looks like out of the package. This is a 5-inch version. Obviously they make others. These are made in Spain, and from what I understand, they're excellent quality. And Grip-On actually makes Snap-On's locking pliers. I don't know if they're 100% exact, but I suspect they're very close. And the design for the release, you press down, where Vise-Grips, you press up and pull it apart. So a little bit different design. Some people like it one way, some people like it the other. It doesn't really matter to me. But I guess Grip-On is a very good alternative if you want a good locking plier, and obviously you can't find one in the US, so you got to go somewhere else. This would be a good alternative. And up next, from Milwaukee, we got a 10-piece locking plier set. Now, I like Milwaukee products, so once I saw that they made a set like this, I decided, I'll take a chance and go ahead and buy it. This is model 48223690. As you can see, you get 10 different locking pliers. And where's this thing made? I think I saw it somewhere. Yeah, professionally made in Taiwan. So, these are made in Taiwan. Let's get it open. And with it opened up, you can see what you get. They come in this little plastic tray. It's not super sturdy, but I guess if you wanted to, you could probably put it in a tool drawer. You get a couple of 10-inch locking pliers. You got a straight and a curve. You got a 9-inch needle nose, 3 7-inch. Yeah, you got 2 different types of curves, and then a straight, and then a 6-inch needle nose, a 5-inch curved, and then you got a 6 and an 11 C-clamp type. The biggest difference, let me grab this one, with other locking pliers is they've now put this little knob on the end where you can put a screwdriver or something through there and really clamp on it. So you can actually clamp that down and then screw it down even more to really get a lot of force on there. So that's a nice feature, and as long as they hold up to the abuse that you're going to be putting with that extra knob, That's really nice, because if you've ever used vice grips, you know you've clamped onto something and it slips. So it's nice to be able to put some extra force in here, and that's why I chose these over some other brands. And you can see, looking at them, these have a decent finish. The jaws seem to line up fairly well. Seem to be well made, but the only way you're going to know that is to use them and abuse them. They do have the vice grip style design where you press on it to open it, whereas the grip-ons, it's the other way around. I'm used to using both because the vice grips had that style and the Craftsman had the other style, so I've used both for years. Neither one has affected me. It doesn't bother me either way. And if you're curious how they look next to the old USA vice grips, very, very similar. Well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video on locking pliers. Maybe one day we'll see these things made in the USA again. I hope. And as always, hey, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.